We'll
I
see,
want to say they had a conflict too, I'm not sure, I'll double check.
because it seems to me paying those hourly rates.
Those rates are insane.
And it's gonna be less than an hour for that. We had a call with
Well,
them.
they've already billed us, right?
For Worcester.
No, I don't, I'm not, that's not what I was
I
looking
haven't
at.
seen
Yeah, we had a call yesterday with him, he said this thing should take less than an hour's worth of work.
In the 2 days it would take the other people. Don't
Speaking-
laugh.
Speaking of which,
I didn't say a word. I'm looking for my watch I threw in here.
I'm sorry?
Senator Reminder, Vicki Marsh, I've never received a formal documentation to deregistering the land. Months ago, she sent me an email saying, oh, it's going good.
Thank you, Katie. I totally forgot to write that in my book.
I like,
And I got one thing and then I read down further.
this is a Blade handout. You already received this, but there's been just 3 small changes. So I wanted you to know what they were, so you can
Okay.
kind of figure out what the difference was.
See if I have my light.
These are just your changes on the Blade.
Thank you.
Welcome to the conference room. Please dial the meeting number. Press the
I was in France.
The moderator has not yet started the meeting. Please wait. If you are the moderator, please. You are entering the meeting. You are the moderator.
Hello?
Hello,
Tony, hello?
Tony Buscaron calling in.
How are you, Mr. Buscarin? Hello?
Yes, right here.
Andrea, are you?
Hello.
Andrea, are you there?
I'm on.
Okay, good.
I'm on.
Tony, can you hear me okay?
Very well, sir.
Good. All right, it is 10 o'clock and we shall begin if everybody's agreeable. Do you have a handout of the packet?
I don't.
Okay, all right, I've got it on my iPad.
I have.
That's
my
fine.
handout.
No, that's fine. I'll use this. Sorry, just give me a second. All right, I would like to call to order the special meeting of the Nantucket Memorial Airport Commission for June 29th, 2018. This meeting is being both audio and video recorded, and Commissioners Buscarin and Planzer are participating remotely as their physical attendance is unreasonably difficult. Are there any comments on the agenda?
No.
Hearing none, deem it approved. Is there public comment at this time? Hearing none, we'll move on to pending leases and contracts. Mr. Rafter?
Yes, again, thank you, Commissioners, for having this meeting. The first item is Fly Blade. That's a lease with Blade for the old FBO flat roof building. That's for $49,116 plus the business fee and landing and ramp fees. The next is a lease agreement with Wiggins. That's a $1,500 annual operating agreement, and they operate for FedEx and UPS freight flights, plus landing and ramp or freight fees. Next we have is an
They
operating.
don't pay the freight fees, do they, or does the,
No,
they pay
I
them?
believe Wiggins does, yes.
Okay.
Operating agreement is next with Louis LLC, doing business as Fly Louis, and that's an annual business fee. They're an air charter broker. Next is a contract change order for Victor Brandon for $80,000, and that's a change order number 2 for the repairs that we had to do to taxiway Alpha and Echo. As you recall, that started out as a small repair and ended up as a larger project, but it was all covered under the FAA grant. Next is
So we pay 5%, basically.
yes, correct. Next is a engagement letter with Sullivan and Worcester, and it's our airport council had a conflict in negotiating an agreement or reviewing the agreement with National Grid, so we went with Sullivan and Worcester, and that's a very short term item. Contract amendment next with South Shore Generator for $290, and that's for repairs to the fire station generator.
Are there any comments or questions?
I have a question regarding the Fly Louie and understanding that they're sort of an umbrella operation.
They're similar to Blade, yes.
Yeah, and with the only being a $1,500 fee, is there any concern that ultimately there's so many other operators under them?
Each of the other operators are paying the 1,500 too.
And question
Their
answered.
primary one is Reliant.
Thank you.
And I just want to go back, I should have mentioned on Blade, we do have, and I believe it was in the handout, there were 3 pages changed, and it was the contact information, signature page, and the listing of the officers are included in the final document.
I don't see this site manager named or whatever on page 33. Is it there? And am I missing it because we just saw this?
It's here, right here.
Okay,
I believe it was,
That's here.
thank you.
was that John O'Connor's?
Evie O'Connor.
Evie, who is Kate and John O'Connor's daughter, I believe.
And my only other, if I may,
Yes, sir.
question on Flyblade was, I don't see a map of the, or plan of the licensed premises with
Okay,
respect
there
to.
was a sketch, and they're required to and agreed that they will be getting a survey done ASAP. So
Okay,
that there's a diagram in there.
that's fine. I just want to be sure that,
But they're required to get the survey ASAP, and they've agreed to that.
okay. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Commissioner Planzer or Commissioner Buscarin, do you have any questions on any of these contracts?
No.
I do not.
Anything else? I will entertain a motion to approve the entire list of pending leases and contracts.
I'm going to vote against Blade.
Okay,
Sorry.
all right, so we'll do it separately. Would you like to make a motion
Certainly.
on Blade?
Yes.
And then we'll take the others separately.
I move to not approve Blade. I'm not happy with him. So do I have a second? Probably not.
Is there a second? The motion fails for lack of a second. I will then entertain a motion to approve all the leases and contracts as enumerated.
I'll make a motion to approve the pending leases, contracts, and agreement as stated on Exhibit 1.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Is there further discussion?
How do I decide that I'm not going to vote against Blade?
I guess we have to. I'm sorry, Mr. Gasparo, would you amend your motion to exclude the Blade contract, please?
Yes.
Is that all right with you, Commissioner Planzer?
Yes, that's fine.
And we'll vote separately on the Blade contract. All right, is there any further discussion on the list of pending leases and contracts with the exception of the lease agreement with Flyblade Inc.? We have to take a roll call vote. Mr. Buscarin, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Planzer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Topham?
Aye.
Commissioner Gasparo?
Aye.
The chair votes aye. All right, is there a motion to approve the lease with Flyblade Inc.?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? Mr. Buscarin, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Planzer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Topham, how do you
Nay.
vote? Nay. Ms. Topham votes nay. Mr. Gasparo, how do you
Aye.
vote? And the chair votes aye. So it's 4-1 in favor of the approval of the lease agreement. The motion carries. All right, thank you. Moving on to the next agenda item. I lost it here for a second. Technology doesn't always help me. I think the next agenda item is the federal grant approval.
Correct, we don't have that yet, so it's still pending.
Okay. All right, and then from there, we go to the warrant, final 2018 warrant signatures reminder.
Yes, I'd just like to ask the three of you, remind you, if we could have you come in between 10 and 12 on July 5th to do the final cleanup warrant. There's one here, and the town has agreed to process this if we can get that signed today. Today is the last day of the fiscal year.
So if we sign it, we won't have to go in on,
No, we will.
we will still have to go
What we
in.
have to go in for is much less.
Just,
Okay.
it's a lot
All right.
smaller.
This is
on
what
July
we
5th
have for
between 10
today.
and 12.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Ms. Planzer, you won't be back by then on island?
I will not.
Okay, thank you. All right, between 10 and 12 on July 5th. Are there any commissioners' comments? I would just like to ask the pleasure of the commission. In some years, I believe we have postponed the election of officers, of chair and vice chair, until Mr. Buscarin was back in the country. And I think in other years, we have not. What is the pleasure of the commission? To do it in July or do it basically, I think in September it would have to be.
I think we can do it in July because Mr. Buscarin is usually on the phone.
Mr. Buscarin, how do you feel?
Yeah, I can do it. I can certainly vote over the phone.
Right, okay. Ms. Planzer?
Oh, that's fine by me.
Okay, all right, we'll do it in July. Anything else? Any other commissioners' comments? Is there public comment at this time? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to go into executive session under General Law 30A, Section 21A, Clause 3, to discuss strategy with respect to pending litigation in respect to Airport Improvement Plan, EIP projects. The chair has determined that an open session may have a detrimental effect on the litigation position of the Airport Commission. Is there such a motion?
I'll make,
Thank
second.
you, thank you. All right, we will do that. Do we want to sign the contracts first, or we want to just do the executive session and get it done? Katie's going to stay for that.
Executive session.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, yeah,
Yeah,
let's
be
do
on the
the,
phone.
yeah, you'd be here forever on the phone, so we'll do that. I'll call to order the executive session.
We have to make sure.
And I think we have to authorize, you can stay, Kate. You're going to do the
Can you
minutes.
do the minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Please.
yeah.
yeah, okay.